Hi, the name of this Blender video tutorial is Packing Image Texture Files. When an image file is used as a texture in Blender, the image file is not packed or embedded into the .blend file. However, Blender provides the functionality to pack or embed texture files inside of a .blend file, allowing modelers to share their .blend file with others, without the need to attach any additional image texture files. To demonstrate this functionality, I've opened up the default Blender scene. I will save this scene to my desktop, naming it Pack Test. I will then select the default cube object and open up the material editor. I will name the new material Stone. I'll then go to the texture editor and name the new texture Cubestone. I'll change the type to image or movie, and then click on the Open button. I'll navigate to a folder on my desktop named Textures, and select the rockpath.jpg image file, and click Open Image. Note that the source box indicates that the image file used for this texture channel is called rockpath.jpg, and that it's located in a folder on my desktop named Textures. When rendering, Blender will look for that image file at that location. In the mapping panel, I will change the mapping projection from flat to cube. I'll then render the scene. The image texture is applied to the cube. I'll then save my Blender scene again to the desktop. I'll now close Blender and look at the properties for that packtest.blend file. Note that the file size is 434 kilobytes. I'll then reopen the packtest.blend file. Notice that in the material editor, the path to the rockpath.jpg image file is through a desktop folder named Textures. If I click on the Pack button to the left of the path listing, Blender will pack or embed the image file into the .blend file. Note that the path indication is now grayed out. I'll save the .blend file again and close Blender. Now when I look at the properties file for the .blend file, it indicates that the size of the .blend file has increased to 479 kilobytes. This is because the image texture file has been packed into the .blend file. I'll select the texture folder on my desktop and delete it. I'll then reopen the packtest.blend file. When I render the scene, the rockpath.jpg image is applied to the cube even though the original path is no longer valid. It is generally good modeling practice to keep your .blend files and image texture files in some logical and consistent folder naming scheme so that you can come back months or even years later and still be able to render your scenes without having to search for texture image files. However, if you need to share your .blend file with others and you want to allow them to render any image textures, packing the image texture is an easy way to accomplish this. Note, however, that packing image textures into your .blend file increases the size of your .blend file by the size of the packed image files.